If Olivia Rodrigo is getting sued for her songs being too similar to others, then Taylor Swift should definitely be getting sued for her new album.
Football is live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 160 of Football is Life. I'm Ethan Cooney, here with Matt Powell.
Hello, hello.
And Nat Mahmoudez.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's a nice Saturday. You know, it's a little gray outside, but the weather's nice. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. It's been raining. It was raining that all day yesterday. It's kind of those moods. All
Is
Seattle
the stereotype true that Seattle is just raining all the time?
No, we've been over this.
It's pretty true.
No, I've been over this before. But I will say with that, it has been raining in all of Seattle Lights heads this past week. Everyone is still very much recovering from
over that stupid sport.
From that other sport.
The stickball sport.
And
that one with the stand around and do nothing
Toronto.
sport.
Fuck Toronto. Go Dodgers.
You can't say go Dodgers, man.
We do say go Dodgers.
Wouldn't you rather lose to the eventual champion, though?
No. I'd rather lose. I would have taken losing to the best baseball team ever with the best player ever on it way easier than I will take losing to or watching the Toronto Blue Jays, who have a former cheater on their team. I don't want George Springer to succeed. I don't want John Schneider to succeed. I don't want any of them to succeed. Fuck Canada. Blame Canada, South Park says. Yeah, go Dodgers. And there was one more thing that I was going to say there, but now I can't remember it. So let's move on to soccer. Ethan, how you been though? What's the weather like where you are? Are you in Boston right now?
I'm actually in New York this weekend. But yeah, the weather in Boston, there's been some rain. And New York today, like I was saying, it's a little gray out, but I kind of like that. It's not too cold, which is nice. I like this kind of weather. I like being able to wear jackets and sweaters and things like that. Yeah, instead of having to wear shorts and it's nice to put on some clothes.
Yeah,
that sounds wrong, but it's nice to, it's nice to layer up a bit.
Halloween coming up. Either of you guys got a Halloween costume prepared already?
I have a couple.
Matt, you should go as Don Garber for Halloween.
Don Garber? I could go as Don Garber.
Yeah.
I have.
You just need to wear you just need to have fake ears and you need fake ears. You need a bald cap, or he's pretty bald, and then you have to carry around like a really comically large sack of money that just says like Messi on it.
Oh, nice. That's funny. I have Tony Soprano in his in his like bath. So I got a bathrobe. It's in the wash right now because I'm trying to make it look worn. And then I've got
Yeah.
this like Hanes shirt. Who shall not
Nice.
be named? Who shall not be named?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this the? That's the part of the different costume. And then I have his like necklace, which is like actually the design of the one that he wears.
Mm.
Well, by the way, my box of all of my Halloween stuff is like right here.
Let's go.
I'm prepped.
This
Do
year,
you have a Tony Soprano impression?
No, not at all.
Do you want to try?
No. Gabagool.
Yeah.
This
year,
and then I have a Peaky Blinders costume, and look, I got this gaudy pocket watch to go with it,
That's pretty fire.
which is just like it's just like a trench coat and a vest and like
And one of those
dress shirt.
hats.
And I have one of those hats. Yeah, I can go get that hat.
What do they call that kind of
Tell
hat
us-
again? Sort of.
Matt, you tell us about your costumes, and I'll go find my hat.
Yeah, this year I'm going as astronaut Katy Perry. Honestly, the only thing that will make my costume better is if I can find someone to be Justin Trudeau. Speaking of Canada,
How to show that it's Katy Perry and not just like an astronaut?
the hair.
Oh, okay.
I'll have be a specific SpaceX
Right.
SpaceX suit. I'll also probably walk around singing "What a Wonderful World." I just have to, yeah. Since that's what she was singing. Oh, that's
what she
a
was
great
singing when she went
great
up in
hat.
space.
Yeah, no, that's what she was singing during the 10-minute
Nice.
space in quotes ride.
Yeah.
Which like if I was in space for 11 minutes, if I can't think of anything real worse than hearing Katy Perry sing for 10 minutes, especially such an obvious choice of a song as "What a Wonderful World."
Yeah.
Ethan, do you have a choice though? Do you have
I don't have a costume. I don't really do much for Halloween.
What?
Usually,
You go
yeah.
trick-or-treating?
I've just never been that much of a Halloween person. I went trick-or-treating when I was a kid, but I've just never been. I do know there is a drawer near me that's also kind of a Halloween drawer from like childhood.
well, what are the
I found
other
this mask. I don't. Is
Nice.
this real steel? Is that what this is?
It looks like it.
Or what is this?
well, what are some other
Send
like
me this
great
7,000
soccer?
which is
what
not
are
really a thing, and we're talking
There's also a skull mask in there.
What are some other great like soccer costumes that Ethan could do? Like I feel there's got to be some classic.
My younger brother
MLS
wore this a lot for a couple Halloweens, I think.
I'm not. Which MLS player could you be and wear that mask? Is what I'm wondering now.
MLS player, I don't know. I guess
Or it could be. You could say actual soccer
if I
player.
needed to be a soccer player, I could be like Franz Beckenbauer or something like that. I just found this. Yeah, you remember these?
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
It fits.
Ethan just
it's,
pulled
it
out
really
a-
stuck to your hand. Like
Ethan
a
just
glove.
pulled out like a Wolverine glove, which is really cool. It's really cool how what did this call the
claws.
the claws come out of the glove. Oh, that's
the
awesome.
claws come out.
That definitely feels like one of those
They don't
things
really-
that like
they don't
in
come out very
elementary
well.
school. At elementary school, they're probably taken away during the day.
Oh, they would 100%
Yeah.
take this away.
All right, let's talk about soccer.
I can show you. I do have something. Spent $75 on this.
What?
Amazon. I have a third costume, but Amazon sent me the wrong size, so I'm getting another one.
God damn it, Amazon. God damn it, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, dude. I ordered an XL and it showed up small.
I have a lightsaber.
Come on.
I can't.
That's
get it on
not
the
even
thing.
close to what it's equal.
There we go.
Equal. Oh, let's go. Ethan has pulled out a lightsaber.
I got this years
No,
ago.
just go as Yoda. Go as Yoda. Just paint
It
yourself
was
green. Then
from
you're set.
Ultra Sabers, I think it was called. It was their mystery box thing. That at the time was like $75. It's pretty cool. I have fun with it.
Yeah, we like it. I mean, lightsabers.
Yeah,
cool.
my like one of my best friends at the time, he also got one. And we fought with them in public like total nerds, and he cracked my pinky open, and I was bleeding like a fountain from my pinky.
All right. Moving on from the unboxing portion of this podcast, let's get into talking about MLS. MLS playoffs are here. The MLS scheduling continues to be unmatched and making absolutely no sense, as there are no games happening today. Because
Why would you play on a Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
why
would
would
you
you
play
have
a
it
game
Saturday?
when people are available to watch it?
When the vast majority of MLS games have been played on a Saturday, why would you then schedule the most important ones on a Saturday?
And then why would you also, while the vast majority of MLS games like all take place at 7:30, let's have 0 games be at 7:30. Even if you're even on no coast. It's not even like one time will be at 7:30. Just all these times are just crazy. But yeah, we're gonna get into all that. Let's start with the news. With some MLS news, though, before we talk about the results. And first, we got to talk about the Golden Boot, because we didn't know, because our Decision Day stream happened during the Eastern Conference. We didn't know who would actually win the Golden Boot because we were waiting for the Western Conference to finish. It finished, and it finished with Ethan being this year's Golden Boot champion. Ethan, congratulations.
Rushed. Nice.
It's an honor.
Final score, Ethan finishes with 120, Matt finishes with 117, and I finished with 82. Denny Buanga letting Matt down. No goals in the final game. Son did get one.
I can't complain too much. You got second place.
Yeah. Yeah. In total, he does, even with his very slow start, he finishes in second. Messi wins the actual Golden Boot with 29 goals. Yeah, I mean, any thoughts on, shocked on how my team did this year. I mean, you don't have to give away your guys' strategy for next year, but I don't know. Do you guys think it will be hard for you guys to pick who you're keeping as your keeper next year?
Not for me, no.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty set.
Yeah, with Messi still being here, I don't think Buwanga's going anywhere. It seems like Matt said as well. It's really just me who it's like.
Yeah, are you
who
taking
am I gonna
Benteke
go to?
again?
Like,
are you gonna keep? Are you gonna keep
such shit?
Ooh,
Yeah,
shouldn't have given him that idea. Actually,
yeah, it's like, do I keep Surridge? Do I keep? I feel like also with a full year, like keeping Muller would be smart.
True.
Muller or Dreyer. You have a really interesting decision. Muller, Dreyer, Surridge.
I feel Lotte Loth could have a much better next year. It would probably be between Surridge and Muller.
But pick Lotte.
I'm scared about.
I would really consider Dreyer, but
yeah,
I guess you do want like the.
I'd be scared. I'd be a little scared to pick Surridge because he was I mean, while Surge was great this year, he was a little quiet.
You're worried he's going to be trash again.
Yeah, he might pull an Austin and be like good one year and then bad the next year.
Maybe.
But I got a bunch of time to figure that out.
But Surge is a true number 9. There's some stats I can send you on like touches to goals and like that ratio, and like the more that ratio leans towards goals, the more of like a true number 9 you are, like a true like receive and finish, or like body out and head and the goal, like that kind of thing.
Right.
He's not a creator, which is why he can be quiet.
My highest goal scorer this year was Brian White, but I feel like that. But I wouldn't pick him, especially next year, because I just do not think there's any world he has as good of a season as this, because he is getting older.
True.
Like
I don't know. He keeps being good.
But his season has also been incredible. But again, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Brian Wright. Prove me wrong. All right, so that was the Golden Boot competition. We'll be back for that next time. Speaking of Emmanuel Ate-Loth, Ronny Deila is out. After 1 year, Atlanta part ways with their coach after successfully tying DC United and avoiding the wooden spoon. He gone. Matt, what's your reaction? Or actually, Ethan, we got to hear from you first. MLS winning coach out.
Hold on, I got an itch. Okay. I think right.
Okay.
Matt either didn't find it funny at all, or he missed the gag.
Oh, I was on a different tab.
Yeah.
Ethan was using
I
his
went,
Wolverine.
I got an itch, and I
was using the Wolverine.
That's the exact kind of thing I would find funny. So I'm sorry.
Many NYCFC fans circa 2020 and 2021 have gotten their wish that Ronny Deila has been fired from an MLS club. I don't know. It's tough luck, man. Sometimes it's really just the luck of the draw. I certainly remember when he got hired thinking that it was a good choice, and like, oh man, Ronny Deila's, doing another MLS team. That's too bad. But it clearly just did not work out at all. And maybe it was, just kind of maybe he didn't mix with the higher ups, corporate synergy, whatever. Maybe it was just a bad year for everyone involved, because Atlanta spent a lot of money, and even their big money signings weren't always consistent, weren't always good this year. Makes sense that they want to change head coach. I think Atlanta have definitely been unlucky in the coaching positions, honestly, since Tata Martino left. And you know what? I'm not complaining about it. I would be very happy for Atlanta to stay this mid to low table team for years to come.
I don't think Atlanta has been unlucky with coaches. I think they've had some high name people. They just I don't know if those coaches have worked well with them also having front office problems, like obviously, like there was a big reset after Tata Martino, and that's why like later, like with Gonzo, when Pinedo was the coach, after they had Hines and they had De Boer, like they brought in Pineda, and Pineda was and then the ownership, and then Carlos Bocanegra, and he left because like they were having problems just bringing in players. I don't think that was I don't think when Pineda was there, he was the reason why they were bad, because it felt like the ownership was the ones who made most of the decisions. It feels like Deila came in like he came in. He was announced pretty close to the pretty soon after Atlanta was eliminated from the playoffs last year after beating Inter Miami. He came in pretty soon, but they had already announced. So we don't really know. I do wonder how involved he was in bringing all the players that Atlanta brought in this offseason, how involved he was in that.
Yeah.
Because he was giving all these parts, and it's like, is this actually who he would have wanted to bring in? Because could he have gotten them to mesh well? And because it does take time to build a team. Matt has talked about with BJ Callahan. His first season was terrible, but they let him cook, and he turned it around and won a trophy this year.
Yeah. Hey, look, it was even kind of the same thing with Ronny Deila at NYCFC. He didn't have a disastrous start, and he was certainly never as bad as someone like Nick Cushing was. But it took time to sort of let his style seep in to the club. And then once it did, we started playing very well.
But yeah,
so
Matt,
it always takes time with coaches.
Matt, what are your thoughts? Do you think they pulled the plug too soon on Ronny Deila, or do you think they were just so bad they had no choice?
I mean, it's hard to say without watching all of their games because firing a coach is a big decision. I think
they were very bad this year.
I know they were very bad, but if there's some type of progress or some type of product on the field that you can see improvement in, or a hint of a real tactical identity that you could get behind, I truly believe people are way too impatient with coaches, and it just takes a while to establish both a culture and a tactical footprint that can give you a strong identity. And in general, people need to be more patient. How long did he get? One season, or how
just long? One season. Just 1 year. My prediction.
Firing him might not have been wrong, but if you hire someone without a 2-year leash, then the hiring process was probably wrong.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
If you fire him after 1 year because he was a candidate that there wasn't any progress. I think when you fire someone after 1 year, that decision can be the right decision, but then a mistake was made in the hiring process to not give someone that you think can grow and build some type of culture.
And then again, how much time are you giving yourself to hire the right person for this upcoming season?
They haven't announced anyone yet, but it does feel like, I feel like the reason to do this would be if they have someone already in mind.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think,
where do they go from here?
This is certainly better than a mid-season or an early season firing, because that's something I never understand with why a team will wait, 3 or 4 games into the season to then fire your coach. If you're going to fire your coach, or if you feel like firing your coach, do it as early as you can so that you can give yourself enough time to have a complete preseason and season with the new coach. So in terms of Atlanta's future, they're going to fire Ronny Deila. Now is the best time to do it.
And they did it a day after. They did it on Sunday. They did it a day after that tie.
Which is funny because the day before we were like, why? I'm surprised they haven't fired him yet. and then the next day. Yeah.
I mean, it's still so short. I mean, my predictions this year, I had Miguel Almiron as MVP, and with picking Miguel Almiron and Latte Loth onto my team, I thought they were going to win the Supporters Shield. I thought they were a juggernaut. I thought Almiron was going to pick up right where he left off. from the last time he was in the league, and that just did not happen. It's still shocking. Will that happen? I have always liked Miguel Almiron for the most part. Like, for stars, he's not super annoying to me.
To be quite honest.
I think it's easy. I'm like him. It's easier to like him with Messi and friends being in the league now, I would say. But yeah, same thing with Latte Loth. I hope that we see them like playing interesting football next year, because they are talented players, and I want to see. I like watching good soccer, so I want this team to figure it out, because this team should have the talent to succeed. I mean, now they don't have Brad Guzan, so this team is definitely going to be better.
Yeah,
moving forward.
We need to acknowledge that Brad Guzan like single-handedly beat Messi in Miami.
Yes, we do. We gave him credit for that, but he's still not good, and I don't forgive him for being part of the reason we didn't qualify for the World Cup in 2018. It wasn't just him, but it was also some of him. He was playing too many. He played in too many of those games over Tim Howard. All right. Also, Montreal fired their coach. Montreal just hired a. They named a new interim coach from their staff, like the rest of MLS and the rest of like other MLS fans. No one cares about Montreal, so we'll see how he does later. But that happened. All right. Moving on to the MLS playoffs. Let's talk about the play-in games. Both play-in game finished 3-1. In the Eastern Conference, we had Greg Berhalter facing off against Orlando, and Chicago, in their return to the playoffs, won 3-1. Hugo Kuipers with 2 goals. I think it was Gutierrez who had the other one. And Orlando would score very, very late in this game. But guys, what an end of the season it was for Orlando. As Orlando basically after the semifinals for the semifinals for the Leagues Cup, after Orlando lost to Inter Miami, when they were in a position where they should have won. Like, basically everything went downhill after Sergio Busquets was not called for a penalty for that challenge on Orlando in the box. Like, if Sergio Busquets is correctly whistled to have given Orlando a penalty, Orlando is up 2-0. Orlando has a chance is going to fly to Seattle, and they're going to play Seattle in the Leagues Cup. They're still going to lose, but they're still not winning that. But everything after that went downhill. Matt, what's your reaction to Orlando being out already?
I mean, Orlando's a complicated team. They go through streaks of over the past 2 or 3 seasons looking like the best team in the league. And then they will totally fall off a cliff and have horrible streaks. It's just, and they play really nice soccer when they're good, like really, really, really nice soccer when they're good. And so without watching every single one of their games, it's hard to have your finger on the pulse of, what creates these streaks, but they are undoubtedly like a team with a really, really high ceiling and then a floor that can see them in the play-in game getting eliminated by Greg Berhalter's Chicago, which is, by the way, a team that's talented, but you don't want to lose to them.
Yeah, is there any chance that Chicago is moving on versus the Philadelphia Union? Can that happen?
Who knows? Maybe there is.
I mean,
think
like,
the Union are beatable for sure.
Ethan, what's your reaction to your expansion brother going out to Greg Berhalter.
Yeah, I mean, we all know I don't like Berhalter. You know, if I could, I would give him the middle finger. But, man, it happened again.
Yeah.
Again, Matt was on another tab.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny. He had to turn his camera off.
No, it was funny. It was funny. I'm having allergies, I think.
I do this all for your approval, Matt. I need your laughs.
No, it's funny. It's funny, I promise.
Talking me off the ledge. Like, no, it was funny.
Yeah.
You got me right when I was like sniffling.
I'll do it right now. Okay, I should probably put this down. I'm being a child playing with this.
No, it's great.
Okay,
but back to Orlando. Back to
Orlando. Which is something nobody's ever said. No, I'm kidding. Orlando's probably a fine place. I mean, people go there.
No, it sucks. Orlando's awful.
No, yeah, people really don't like Orlando. But
unless you're a Disney adult, Orlando's awful.
Yeah.
It's like the sweatiest.
Orlando, where
I'm careful about shitting on cities. Orlando is like not a fun. It's awful.
Orlando, where Democrats visit and Republicans live.
Are you suggesting that most Disney fans are Democrats, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly.
There's got to be there's Disney adults give Republican. I feel like kind of gives MAGA because of the cultness of it.
Well, yeah, it's the same like sycophants.
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't think so as much. I feel like
you don't think a Disney adult would say
Disney adult
again. There might not be much.
I feel like Disney adults. Disney adults are more queer than MAGA.
That is true.
Republican.
But there are gay MAGA folks.
This is true. All right.
But you know what though? I think what the thing is that I think both groups attacked Rachel Zegler for no good reason. I think that maybe is where the
can we just leave Rachel Zegler out of this?
Yeah, please, everybody leave Rachel Zegler alone unless you're giving her like an Olivier or a Tony Award.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna say like she's talented, and then like let's not try to involve her being in people's feelings about Gal Gadot or the rest of Snow White. Just like let her take the paycheck.
Yeah, and then we can all forget about the Snow White movie. Like it's fine. Orlando are. Oh, that's cute. Cool. I was gonna say cute, and then I was gonna say cool, and so I just said cute.
Let's talk about the other playing game. The other playing.
Oh yes, the other playing game.
The other playing game was Portland versus RSL. I was very much hoping that we would go 2 years in a row that Portland lost 5-0 in the playoff in the playing game. That was. Still mad that game was important, that last year's game was important after they were the higher seed. But moving on from that, Portland, who is not a good – neither RSL or Portland came into this game well. Obviously, RSL missing out people for injury, but they still had people. But Felipe Mora with 2 goals for Portland. In this game, Justin Glad would score to make it 2-1. Hate Justin Glad, but I mean he's good at being tall and good at headers. And while it was 2-1, the game would also finish 3-1 when RSL was pushing. Portland would score again. But there was a crazy moment in this game where RSL had a free kick. From about 20 yards out on the left side of the box, and the wall was set up to block the near post. Portland's wall was set up to block the near post. And the rule for free kicks is now opposing team, the attacking team has to be 1 yard away from the wall. Well, one of the RSL players, right before the free kick is taken, decides to run into the wall, making the Portland player who is the left side, who is on the left side of the wall, fall over. Basically, RSL's player goes through the back of the player and completely knocks him over right before. And this is happening as the free kick taker is taking the free kick. So when it happens, the ball goes perfectly through where the player who was in the wall would have been standing, and it goes into the goal. And RSL starts celebrating a free kick because free kick goals are good. And then the goal is immediately called back because this is a foul. And the RSL player who pushes the Portland player has both hands up like, what? Me? I didn't do anything. Which is crazy. I don't think he got a yellow card for that play, which is nuts. Matt, do you have a reaction to this play from RSL, the game which would not result in an equalizer for RSL or a yellow card? What's your take on this?
I don't have a strong opinion. I need to watch it.
Yeah, but like
it's a good free kick. I've described it of the foul.
I've described everything pretty well, I would say here. Ethan, what is your thought? Do you think that should be a yellow card? Like, this isn't clear. This is unsporting behavior.
Yeah, I would say it's a yellow. It's pretty deliberate, pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's incredibly obvious.
Yeah, so I think a yellow would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, in general, there should be more.
RSL came close many times to equalizing in this game.
I think I've said before, when a call is so obvious, or I know that yellow cards can't be reviewed, but like with how VAR is written now, but like sometimes, like if there's a play where a player like completely grabs their face when the ball was nowhere near their face, and they're doing that because if someone's hand or cleat does touch someone's face, then that's going to be a red card. That's why players do it. This should be punished more often by flopping, as the same as flopping, because that is flopping.
Yeah, get flopping out of the game.
Yeah, and like we saw, there was a weird play like off the ball like this in the Miami-Nashville game, which we'll talk about later with Rodrigo De Paul. But like this, like we should be punishing this with more yellow cards and like getting people for grabbing their face. There was a play from the Champions League this week with Barcelona in Barcelona's game where a Barcelona player, where like it's just a play where I can't remember who Barcelona was playing, but a team that Barcelona should clearly be beating with 11 people on the field ended up being up for the majority of the game because a Barcelona player grabbed his face and the player was already on a yellow card, so the second yellow was given. And it's just like, it's so obviously fake. It's like there's no contact to the face.
Yeah.
It's a second yellow, but like this should be reviewed because it's giving the red. If something's giving a red card, even if it's a second yellow, like they should review they should review second yellows of that. That's a red card. Red cards should do change. It's still changing the game. Matt, do you have any thoughts on that?
About VAR giving out yellows?
Or
checking
second yellows.
Checking second yellows.
Yeah.
That's so hard. I don't know. That's
because
hard.
In this, I think the correct call in this play should be to give. I would give the Barcelona player a yellow card. Now, is Barcelona?
But we've always said that second yellows should be officiated the exact same way as first yellows.
They should.
But normally when we say that, we mean that you shouldn't be afraid to give out a second yellow.
And that should also be true.
But it should also go the other way, and
Yeah.
you shouldn't like VAR in a second yellow unless you're going to VAR the VAR the first one. I just think they should be treated the exact same way. A yellow is a yellow. Yes. And so I think you shouldn't be afraid to give one just because it's the second one. If a yellow card offense is committed, you should give it. But you also, if we're not going to VAR first yellows, then we probably shouldn't VAR second yellows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
I agree with that.
Just in general, the Portland game was crazy. Like there could have been more. It felt like there was a couple times where players who were on yellow were not giving cards, and it was with exactly what we've said. Like it's like, oh, that's a red card, or that's a yellow card if they're not already on a card, and that's stupid.
Right.
You should not be thinking that if it's a yellow card, if the rules say it's a yellow card, give them a yellow card. But moving on, anyway, before we move on to the next round, Portland advances. They'll play San Diego. So it's possible that we could see Sounders versus Portland in the semifinals if the Sounders get past Minnesota and Portland gets past San Diego. Matt, who you got between Portland versus San Diego? Do we think
San Diego? Although there's some interesting stuff going on with San Diego right now.
You don't think San Diego will be? You think they will overcome the last expansion team to finish first and make it past the first round, which St. Louis could not do?
I think we're headed for one of the best expansion seasons ever, if not the best expansion season ever.
Yeah, you brought up some drama. There's some drama with San Diego, and Chucky Lozano has been mad about getting taken off the field. And we'll see if he ends up playing at all after coaching decisions moving forward. I want San Diego to move on, even though it would mean that in the next round, instead the Sounders would have to go to San Diego over the Sounders hosting Portland. Even though the Sounders just beat the Timbers in Seattle, I don't really want to play them in the playoffs because the Timbers played like MLS Cup anytime they play us, because that's what they do. And the Sounders, while we should also play like MLS Cup, we don't always. So even though we lost 3-0 the first time the Sounders played San Diego in San Diego, I was to take that because of the Sounders' playoff experience. I think that I will feel pretty good about our chances of going down to San Diego and beating them in their own house, because we know what it's like to be in the playoffs. San Diego doesn't have any of that, and that's why there is a serious chance that I do think Portland will beat San Diego in this round. What do you think, Ethan?
I think San Diego are a much better team than Portland are. Portland
Definitely.
are probably going to be jazzed up because of their victory against RSL.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be surprised if Portland go through. Even though a Portland-Minnesota conference semifinal would be very entertaining.
All right, so we'll see what happens in that game. Let's move on to Nashville. Got the round 1 best of 3 series. Started off
get this one.
Miami hosting Nashville, and Nashville ends up losing 3-0 in the end, but sort of similar to this.
It was 3-1.
Oh, yes, 3-1. 3-1.
We can give him that goal. Free kick by
Ronny
Mukhtar
with a beautiful free kick.
Should have counted for flip.
Best goal of the game, for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to the last game in which Nashville played Miami, where Nashville had chances at the beginning, and then as most Inter Miami games go, like then late on in the first half, Inter Miami turns it on. Messi scores. Just like Nashville's approach at this game just felt all wrong. Like when you're losing 1-0 with this format where there's no extra time, there's no aggregate scores, like go for it. Throw numbers forward. Get forwards into the box.
That's kind of what feels stupid about the series format to me, is that
especially with Inter Miami.
What does a team have to play for? Even in like the 80th minute, even at a score of like 2-0, you can just kind of be like, oh, this game's done. We'll get them the next game. If there were aggregate scores, that gives the team something to play for. That's why I don't love this series format. It should have been like how it used to be. If they're going to change it from the single game eliminations, they should have brought it back to the two-leg form with aggregate scores. I would even say the away goal rule, because I like the away goal rule. I know other people don't, but I like the away goal rule. I think it gives the teams incentive. It gives them something to play for. Whereas you see, the teams at the ends of these games, like Nashville, definitely kind of checks out a little bit, because it's kind of like, well, we just kind of have to wait for the next game to really make a difference. Like Mukhtar scores, but that doesn't do anything. Except maybe Nashville are like, well, we scored one, maybe it gives them a little bit of inspiration.
When you're down 2-0, just go for it. Like they scored a goal when it was 3-0. They were down for 2-0 for so long. Just go for it. Get in the box. This Inter Miami team cannot defend.
This game only ends 3-1 because of a poor mistake from Joe Willis. Or you could blame Walker Zimmerman for it. Or you could blame...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Walker missed most of this season. He played less games than he missed. And this is the kind of miscommunication that happens when you haven't played with your keeper all year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can extrapolate a broader point from Nashville's season out about that specific mistake. It's sort of a microcosm of the fact that like Walker Zimmerman does not need to be on a DP contract.
Right.
If he played every single game and he was one of the best center backs in the league, that justifies a DP contract. If you are anything short of that, your DPs need to be in the attack or the midfield.
Well, also, I think we have to bring up Miami's second goal was scored when Palencia was off the field receiving treatment.
Yeah.
And so he was ready to come back on, but MLS says if you're receiving treatment, you have to be off the field for 2 minutes. In Miami taking advantage of being up a man. This rule is this rule is stupid.
It's to avoid time wasting, but it should be.
I know it's to avoid time wasting.
But that's what Nashville's losing, so they're obviously not time wasting. I don't know if it should be enforceable at the ref's discretion or what it is, but if it's meant to disincentivize time wasting and it happens to a player that's losing, then what are we talking about? You know what I mean?
The amount of times that I feel like this hasn't been it's not enforced every time. There are so many times where I've been like, all right, where I'll be watching a game and they have to stay off the field for 2 minutes, and it's like I know it's different if a staff member comes on the field, I think, but still, it feels like it's not always. And also, if you take longer than 10 seconds to get off the field, then the sub is supposed to have to wait 2 minutes. Both of these stuff are barely ever actually enforced. So when it is enforced, right? So when it being enforced just feels yucky to me. I don't like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it felt like they should have been. It still feels like Nashville should have been pushing way sooner into this game, because you will get chances if you just overload this defense, make them make mistakes, make them foul you. Sergio Busquets in this game, because it seems like every game he makes a really bad tackle at some point because he is washed. I do think he shouldn't. They were correct in not giving him a red card for this tackle, but it is clearly a yellow card. And then also later on, and then I said before, like Surridge, like there is a play with DePaul and Surridge where Surridge pushes DePaul whilst they're getting ready for a free kick, and DePaul then takes like 7 steps backwards and then falls down. I was happy to see DePaul get a yellow card for this play as well, because it's just such egregious flopping from this is pathetic from DePaul.
Quick caveat about egregious flopping. Jordan Morris got fined for his dive against NYCFC.
Okay, this is also crazy that he got fined.
No, this is just. So
if you flop and win a penalty in the box, and then they find out in a very high leverage game, and then they find out that like
you have to zoom in. You have to zoom in so far. You have to zoom in so far to you have to zoom in so far to see that, to make sure that he didn't get contact with the foot.
But I admit there is no contact. He never felt. It doesn't matter how much we have to zoom in. He never felt contact.
Yeah, you don't have to zoom in that far.
Rodrigo DePaul, based on this logic, should get fined more than Jordan Morris, whatever Jordan Morris got fined on this play. Or there's so many other plays where people flop so much more egregious than Jordan Morris, and they get nothing.
Like Matt said, if you dive to win a penalty, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad, man. And we can leave it at that.
It's still tough. Yeah, it's still like
he should have gotten a yellow. The fine is
first glance. I think a lot of people think that this is not. That people think this is a penalty because the defender does leave the foot out.
It's about whether or not Jordan feels.
The defender does leave the foot out.
But this is also why we have VAR.
Yes, and they got it right and give them a fine. But let's also have some consistency and fine everyone for when they're clearly trying to deceive the referee, and that is not happening.
Look, I'm all
if
for
Inter
that.
Miami, if this play had happened with Inter Miami, there's no way there's a fine happening. 100%, no way. But anyway, Rodrigo DePaul did get a yellow card. We'll see if that matters, because these yellow cards could matter if Nashville goes back to Nashville and wins. And then if any of these people get yellow cards, they could be suspended for a potential third leg. This being said, moving forward,
have some hope. Nashville.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Nashville is. I think we will see a game 3, Matt.
Yeah, I think Nashville can win. Game 3 is up in the air, but I think this will get to a game.
Nashville has the talent. Nashville has the talent that they should, as a team, they should be able to beat Inter Miami. Inter Miami is super beatable, and if they're not going to win if they don't play with the urgency that they showed in this first Miami game. But at home, for another playoff game, Nashville hasn't won a playoff game since 2021. That is terrible. They got to get up for this game. And they should be able to beat this Miami team. If you score first, Good
They
things
scored
happen.
first last time. They got beat 5-2. They got chopped up.
Yeah, but they also had
Nashville.
If they had put
Nashville
away the 4 chances that they had in that first half of decision
there's like
day,
2 real.
You got to put away all your chances against Inter Miami. But if you do that, you're riding high.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, theoretically, Nashville could win and take it to 3. It's just pretty discouraging to lose the same team twice in a row.
They need to win.
And have to beat them twice in a row.
And they need to make sure that Messi punches someone in the face. So that he's not
Messi's been summoning like really magic moments. He's on one of his like all-time forms right now.
Bro, you let Messi score a header.
Season.
Messi should not be scoring headers.
Well, he drifts off the back of Palacios, and by the way, it's a beautiful ball from Suarez. But it's bad defending from Palacios.
Crazy that those words are in the same sentence.
We've all seen it, right? It's a really well hit ball from Suarez to find Messi.
Definitely a mishit from Suarez.
Dude,
no way Suarez
comes in high, and then it comes in high and loses all the speed as it like drops onto Messi's head. I mean,
the pass.
He was one of the best strikers in the
necessary.
world.
The pass was necessary, but like no way he meant to do that at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I'm going to give Suarez credit for that
one. All right. Let's move on to previewing the Sounders and NYCFC matches. NYC Sounders. We'll start with the Sounders because that game is happening first. Sounders will be facing off against Minnesota with how the standings finished. Could have been an AFC, but they will be Minnesota, and I will take this result even though Sounders lost to Minnesota twice this season. We know how Minnesota plays, even though we could possibly have 2 games in Minnesota.
The Sounders lost to Minnesota twice this year?
Yes, we did. We lost 1-0 in Minnesota. They scored early and then parked the bus since that's what they do, and we lost by
Minnesota had a streak this season though where they were really quality.
Yeah, I mean, just Minnesota has a clear way that they play, and if you let them score, they will park the bus, and they have Dane St. Clair, who is very good. It's tough.
I still think of Adrian Heath as being their coach, which I know he's not. But whenever I think of Minnesota coach, I still picture Adrian Heath.
But give some respect to his name Eric Ramsey, I believe.
Eric Ramsey.
Yeah, I like him as a coach. He found it. I don't remember what his actual job was before, but he was basically like a kit manager for, I think it was Manchester. It might have been United or some Premier League team, and him coming over felt the most like what it would actually be like if someone like Nate from Ted Lasso became the manager of a team.
Right.
But I mean, he had success, and clearly Ramsey has also had success.
He was a player development coach under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reign.
He was ours. Yeah. So he was but still not like an assistant, not like an actual assistant coach or the head coach of a team becomes the head coach of an MLS
that's interesting. It says that Ramsey, that he would help integrate players like Casemiro into the club because he speaks fluent Spanish and French, it says.
He seems like a really nice guy. And he also speaks great English as well.
He's a Welshman, which is cool.
But it's the playoffs. The Sounders know how to play in the playoffs. Pedro de la Vega, he's out for the rest of the season. Huge loss for the kid who just loves the team so much. And so heartbreaking to see him get injured in that NYCFC game. Was revealed to did break a bone in his knee. and he's out, which is very sad. But makes our starting lineup decision easier because while we've been deciding between having Rothrock or De La Vega there, and it's been tough because Rothrock has been so good. Now Rothrock was a start on the left side. Also, with that left side, seems like we're going to get Ryan Kent back soon. He might be on the bench for this next game in Minnesota, which would be huge. Sounders still have so much depth. Like, we're fine. Like, we are still, I would say, we are still very much a contender in these playoffs. We pick up momentum, and no one will want to play us. It works out great that we end up on this side. I think being on this side of the bracket is, even with the possibility of maybe playing the Timbers, I like that we're on this side of the bracket and we have to wait longer for a potential matchup against LAFC, because LAFC is very scary right now, and I would prefer that someone else knocks them out, or they have to play some other teams and they get tired against those teams first before the Sounders have to play them. But for this first game in Minnesota, it'd be interesting to see how defensive the Sounders come off, because like it does feel like the best way for, like, with this format, if you're the away team in the first game, you should go. You want to play ugly soccer in the first game. Like, you're trying to go and steal a result. Like, I'm not going to say play for penalties, but like you want to defend first and like hope that you can get a result so that you can, because it's on the other team. It's on the home team to try and entertain their fans. Your job is to just get through. So we'll see if the Sounders come out. I think the Sounders aren't going to come out in like a 5-back or anything, but I think the Sounders will look a little more defensively. Don't think we're going to get. We'll see who we play at center back and right back. I don't think we're going to have Yamar Kimkihi back, but it's possible we have Yamar back, and that could mean that Alex Rodon would play on the right. But if not, Alex Rodon will probably play center back again, and we'll play Kalani Kosarenzi. Obed Vargas will be back, so he'll play in the midfield with Christian Rodon. Then we'll have Albert Rusnak, Jesus Ferreira, and Paul Rothrock. And then we'll have Morris up top. And like, this is still a very good team. We have Manungu on the bench. We have Mizovsky on the bench. Like, we have, like, for all the injuries we've had this season, our team is pretty healthy outside of center back right now. It's gonna be a good series against Minnesota. And I definitely feel like the Sounders could get a result. Obviously, last year against Houston, we won both games in penalty shootouts. I hope that we don't have to go to shootouts again this time, but we should feel good going up against them in shootouts, even with Dane St. Clair being better again than Steve Clark. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Any thoughts, Matt? What are your thoughts on the Sounders versus Minnesota?
They should win. I was surprised to hear you say that you've lost twice to them this season. The Seattle's a better team and should try and get this result.
Yeah. Ethan, any other thoughts you want to add about Minnesota? Do you think Minnesota will be singing Wonderwall?
Maybe they will. Who knows? I mean, it's quite promising from the Minnesotan perspective that they beat you twice this season before, because it's just another 2 games, so who's to say?
It means we're due.
That's the flip side of that, is that it could mean that Seattle's due. Yeah, I think the main thing is where the goals are going to come from Seattle. That's the big question for me.
I mean, hey, Jordan Morris did score last week, and Jordan Morris is a playoff.
That's true,
killer.
But it was two set piece goals. So
it is true. Jackson.
So who knows?
Jackson Reagan is leading the team in goals scored since the League's Cup final.
Jesus.
Jackson Reagan has 2 goals, and there's like 8 Sounders who have 1 goal, which is crazy, but also awesome. That's why Jackson Reagan is the GOAT.
Speaking of Ryan Kent, Nat, you're kind of giving Clark Kent right now. You got the white shirt, the glasses, the hair,
the swapped hair. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Very Clark Kent right now.
Last thing I'll say about this Minnesota game. So last time the Sounders played Minnesota in the playoffs was the 2020 game where Minnesota was winning 2-0 and the Sounders came back and scored 3 unanswered. Will Bruin scored, then Raul Diaz scored, and then Gustav Svensson scored in stoppage time, and the Sounders advanced to MLS Cup, and we will not discuss what happened there. So hopefully we can get the better of Minnesota again. All right, so we'll see those games. That is Monday night football. Crazy match, honestly, for the MLS schedule being as weird as it is. The Monday night football matchups, we got Hell is Real, and then we got Minnesota versus Seattle. What a day for soccer.
Yeah.
Both of those are going to be exciting. Tomorrow for games, we got Philadelphia, Chicago, we got San Diego, Portland, and we got Vancouver, Dallas. Another thing about scheduling, let's make the teams that play play-in games play way sooner than the teams that team like
it gives
LAFC and Austin, who won't play their first game till Wednesday, who played their game on decision day. They have to wait a full week to play.
Yeah.
And then they're only going to get 3, and then they're going to have 3 days in between game 1 and game 2. It just makes no sense.
Just like unforced errors. I don't know how.
Why do we do this, MLS?
Who knows?
But final matchup to talk about: Charlotte versus NYCFC. First game on Tuesday, 3:45 p.m. Pacific time, 6:45 Eastern.
In Charlotte.
The second leg of this will be on Saturday, so it's a Tuesday and a
Yankee
Saturday
Stadium.
game.
The big story here is that I think only for the first game. I think he was only suspended 1 game. Charlotte will be without their big star, Wilfred Zaha.
After a stupid red card.
Yes, after
what an idiot.
Admittedly, a very stupid red card on decision day. But you know what? I'll take it. Because NYCFC very recently dominated Charlotte with Zaha on the team. So I think NYCFC can get it done. I'm not going to walk in being like, this is going to be the easiest game of all time. I think it'll be a challenge for sure because Charlotte are a good team and they have good, talented players. But
just as I was saying for the Sounders, road game, they should go in and they should still play more defensively and try and steal the game from because it's going to be a hostile environment. 80,000 fans packed into Charlotte Stadium. Like NYCFC should go and try and steal the result.
Something I did like. The social media team got some messages from former NYCFC players. Posted them earlier today. Got messages from Tati Castellanos. He said, "Mi corazón es azul." You know, his heart is blue. The guy, A Bear, with a message. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah.
One of my favorite NYCFC players of all time, Ismail Tazori Shradi, gave a little message, which is great.
They have to ask the former players for messages because they can't get fans to send in messages because there's only like 3.
Wow. Oh wait, there's so much more than I thought. Actually, I only saw this on Twitter. There are a ton more messages than I thought. They got Chris Winger, who randomly followed my late dog's Instagram account back when my little brother was trying to run an Instagram account for my dog. Jesus Medina, who won with us 2021. Alexandru Matrica gave a message. Maybe one of the worst signings of all time for NYCFC. Ben Sweat, a guy who I really like Ben Sweat, actually. Alexander Ring, I was surprised that he gave a message. I have an Alexander Ring jersey over there in my drawer right now. He was like my favorite player when we had him. Andres Jason, who's in the Netherlands right now, I believe. And then some classic MLS guys. RJ Allen gave a message. Love RJ Allen. And then, of course, Mix Discaroo gave a message. The legend. Yeah. And Santiago Rodriguez. And then also Gudi Tararenson gave a message. He was incredibly intricate. Not intricate, that's the wrong word. He was incredibly important in our MLS Cup run. And something I thought he said funny. What am I doing? That's not something he said that I thought was funny in his message was he said, please tell Keaton to get a normal father haircut.
Nice.
Referencing Keaton Parks, who kind of has a longer hair middle part right now. Which I guess Goody does not think is an acceptable haircut for a father to have.
You might be right.
We'll do an Instagram poll on or a Twitter
acceptable
poll
haircuts for fathers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just Buzzcut. Buzzcut is the only haircut you can have as a father.
I don't think my dad never had a buzz cut. My dad has always had longer hair. My dad's a rocker, a musician. So
last year in the playoffs, Charlotte, the first game in Charlotte against Orlando went to a shootout. Do you think this game is going to go to a shootout?
I would like for it not to because Kalina's quite good. So I would like to avoid a shootout. That being said, last year our series,
and we know your goalkeeper sucks. So.
No, Matt Freese is also quite good at saving penalties.
What? Matt Freese good? What? What are you saying?
Should be keeper of the year. They probably won't give it to him, but it's because they're reverse racist. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But imagine that Don Garber accusing Don Garber of reverse racism.
That would be awesome.
Either way.
Yeah, that'd be warranted.
It'd be warranted.
For what?
What are you doing?
Don Garber sucking.
Just accusing him.
Just in general.
I thought you meant the accusation of reverse racism would be warranted.
You just mean we should levy any type of accusation against him on account of him being bad generally.
Yes, and being bad for the league.
Okay, fair enough. For the record, Don Garber, not a reverse racist. Don't send us.
No, I mean we can't be too serious. We can't be too serious. Yeah,
for legal purposes,
not a reverse racist.
In fact, nobody's really a reverse racist because that doesn't
really exist.
Yeah. So let's put that out there. And I regret even saying anything at all. But Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how this goes. I would like to avoid a shootout because Kalina is quite good at saving penalties. But our series last year against Cincinnati went to penalties, and we won that series, and that was a very fun series.
Yeah, and penalties. NYCFC is has a good history in shootouts, except
I knew you were
except
going
for
to
that
bring
one.
that
Except for that one shootout.
As soon as you brought up NYCFC and shootouts,
Orlando.
I knew you were angling to bring up that shootout in Orlando. But yeah, we did have a really good run with penalties in our MLS Cup year. And who knows? Maybe it'll happen again.
Yeah.
But I think we can beat Charlotte. At home will obviously be easier than in Charlotte. But yeah, I'd love to snag the first win of the series away at Charlotte. That would be great.
Yeah. Matt, what are your thoughts on this matchup? What do you expect to happen? And the rest
Yeah, Charlotte's ultra talented. Charlotte found their form late in the season. I would not want to be playing Charlotte right now. NYCFC kind of had a similar path. Started out slow and then heated up towards the end of the season. This is a fun one because these are two teams that are probably better than their total points because of the form they found themselves in at the end. So I would probably give this series edge to the team that's going to host 2 games, but only because they're going to host 2 games.
Right.
It's not about the quality of the teams.
And who knows? Yeah. Maybe they won't. Maybe there won't be a third game.
We look at the bracket, NYCFC, so they will play it's also nice that NYCFC is also on the better side of the bracket. They have a longer like they're not on the side of Cincinnati or Columbus or Miami or Nashville. So there's one better side. One better side there for sure. Any thoughts on that, Ethan?
If we beat Charlotte, we would play either Chicago or Philadelphia.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously have a lot of playoff history with Philly. Not so much with Chicago because this is the first time they've made the playoffs in when? How many years? Or did they do that recently? Oh my God, dude. I had a feeling.
He has a monopoly.
I had a feeling that I saw your eyes darting around for the last couple of minutes, and I was like, I feel like Nat's doing something.
Yeah.
Or he's not paying attention.
What? I was just bringing up one memorable game.
This is not fair. You don't do this for anybody else.
All right.
Why don't you bring up that Nashville shootout? Or bring up all the Seattle losing the playoffs the last couple of years.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't happen. That never happened. Sounders losing a shootout with what? RSL? What? That never happened. That losing RSL and RSL didn't have a single shot on goal. What? That never happened.
Forgot about that actually. That was pretty rough.
Fucking David Ochoa. All right. That's going to do it. So game 2, our next episode is going to be on Sunday, November 2nd. We will talk about all the games that happened since then. We will, at that point, we will have had game 2 of both NYCFC and Charlotte and Nashville versus Miami. We'll talk about if they are moving on. The Sounders will only have played 1 game with the scheduling. But the next episode, Sunday, November 2, 1 or not 1 p.m.
At 4
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Time that we decided on. So Sunday, November 2nd, 4 p.m. Eastern. That is our next episode. Remember to follow the show on Instagram at footballslife.wecb. Follow us on Twitter at WECB Football. Follow us, subscribe here on YouTube, Football's Life WECB. And contact the show at footballslife.net or footballslife.wecb@gmail.com. Until next time, football is live.